stole a toy from work because I don't know if you know the Spider-Man meme,
Boy.
but there is a meme of Spider-Man sitting behind a desk and where it says all my friends are getting married and I'm just sitting here masturbating. Well, we have that as a race car at work, and I was sitting there and I'm looking at it. I'm like, this car needs to come home with me. And so I put it in my pocket because it was going in my pocket anyways. Because one of the kids was racing around the room with it, and you can't do that. Whatever. But then I just forgot to take it out, and it's currently sitting on my bookshelf in between two My Little Pony dolls.
So does this mean you're going to keep it?
Yes.
Scandalous.
I know. This is just what happens when my story of the week is 3-year-olds knock knock jokes, which I don't understand them, I think. Because, like, knock knock,
Who's there?
Batman.
chipmunk.
Chipmunk
Chipmunk
who?
There's a chipmunk eating cheese in the park. This is a 3-year-old's knock knock joke. I don't know.
Yay!
Like, that's the most interesting thing that happened to me this week.
You
Other
live
than
a
I
very
learned that,
boring life then.
like, well, no, like, 5-year-old boys are really fucking perverted.
Just
Like-
take off the 5-year-old and you're probably right. I mean,
Well, no, like I'm
what do you
expecting it from the older boys, but like there are these 5-year-olds. Like there's like they huddle up and they make a group, and then they'll go into we have a space maze. They'll go in there and then they'll call a girl in, like who's wearing a dress, and they'll like make her bend over. Like
that's not right, man.
And how do you
So
feel
by
about
perverted,
that?
you mean ingenious.
they're 5. I'm like me and all of my coworkers were all like sitting there like, what the fuck is happening? Like, so like, and we have to get Barbie dolls that have like clothes like painted on because they take it off and then they giggle at like there's boobies, and we're like, you're 5. Why do you even know this stuff? Like, and then the worst part is they have to learn this from somebody, and I'm like sitting there like.
No, the worst part is the high expectations that those Barbie dolls are setting. That's the worst part.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like we have to tell all the little girls to wear shorts, and like I'm like, this is super awkward and weird. Like, and then there's one girl who doesn't even wear underwear, and we're like,
That can't be good.
you
That
are
could
4
be
years old. Put
problematic.
on some underwear.
I don't think I like how this show's starting out now.
This
Yeah,
is so
that took a
weird.
turn.
This took a
Go
really
back to
weird
the
turn.
3-year-old knock knock jokes. Those were
Tell her to
funny.
give me a call in 20 years.
Yeah!
Am I right?
At least he said 20.
Knock
It was
knock.
our CSI Miami moment of the day.
Elephant.
Elephant who?
Elephants can't knock.
But they can.
Yay!
I'm so confused. Because Naki's knock knock jokes are weirding me out, I'm just going to start the show. Welcome to episode 110 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast, recorded live on Sunday, June 1st, 2014, new month. Joining me today, we get the regulars. We've got Anthony and Naki.
Yeah.
And
Dun,
for, the,
dun, dun.
and for the second week in a row, we've got another one of the unqualified gamers with us, as Cody's joining us once again.
I am indeed both joining one of you once again and joining all of you once again.
Indeed. I'm just
Think
kind of
about that.
I'm kind of surprised you were able to stop playing Mario Kart.
You know, you'd be surprised what nice weather, what beautiful, amazing weather after 9 months of polar vortex will do to you. It makes you go outside sometimes.
I like
Mario-
the polar vortex.
Because the Mario Kart's always going to be there, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, hey Nintendo, why don't you release your next like huge game when the weather's crappy like it's been forever and I had no new Nintendo games to play.
Yeah, I mean, what is the next big Nintendo game, though? Smash Brothers?
Smash Brothers coming out for 3DS this summer and Wii U this fall/winter.
Yeah, and they said you'd be
So-
able to use your GameCube controllers to play Smash Brothers now.
Yes, they're coming out with an adapter, which has led me to the prediction that Nintendo will soon offer GameCube games as virtual console downloads.
I think that's a safe bet.
Seems
That would
legit.
probably make a lot of Nintendo fans very happy.
Yeah, I think it needs to be done. It's like, why not? I mean, the Wii U's going to be around for a bit. GameCube didn't get as much love as it probably should have, but there were
And there's
some
some
good
good games
on it.
on the GameCube,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, there were some really good ones.
Twilight Princess, Star Fox Assault.
Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
But Twilight Princess was also on the Wii, so...
it's true. It was a GameCube game that was ported to the Wii, though.
Yeah, you know, all of the Smash Brothers Melee fans are just going to download Melee on Wii U and just play that a whole bunch.
Oh, I know. Especially if
And
there's
you're like,
online play built into it.
Yeah. So that probably won't happen, I wouldn't think, but because the hardcore Melee fans, they can't play online anyway because lag or whatever.
I spent a lot of time in my college years playing Super Smash Bros. On the GameCube. It was bad, man. We were addicted. We did the 99-man Melee. It took us 8.5 hours to finish it with 4 people
No,
playing.
it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, I have done the 99-man Melee several times. And my friend Jordan, whenever he's in town from Des Moines, we used to do an Iron Man match. It was a 60-minute Smash Brothers
Nice.
match. Yeah. And then one time I didn't see him for a really long time, or like we didn't get to do it one time. So the time I saw him after that, we did a 90-minute Iron Man match.
That'd be tough. No, when we were playing, though, we'd been playing so much, it was just hard to kill anyone. And it was in one of the crappy dorm rooms. We'd have to pause every half hour to be like, all right, switch chairs. So now the person who's standing can sit down. The guy that was squatting on the floor can lean against the bed. It was bad, man. And this was all on like a little 17-inch TV.
That is rough.
First world problems, man.
Yeah.
tough.
But you'd be surprised you can do with 17 inches.
No, do tell.
But
I would know. I'm just going to keep putting these sunglasses on anytime I say anything mildly inappropriate.
Mildly inappropriate. We thrive on that here on this show.
Pretty positive that's what our show name should be.
In fact, that will be this
welcome
week's
to your
episode.
Sunday
James.
morning podcast of Mildly Inappropriate.
I love it.
Brought to you by Go Fuck Yourself.
Patent pending.
Which is
Patent
basically just a coffee with a punch in it.
Like fruit punch?
It's a
No.
kick in the glass. Am I right, guys? Am I...
Hey-o.
Alright, now we're going the wrong direction.
I'm going to try and salvage this. I'm going to toss us over to the news of the week.
All right.
News of the week.
And who would like to go first this week? Any volunteers?
I'll go first. Mine's
Sweet.
easy. Easy peasy.
I won't leave that. I won't comment.
You're easy. Shut up.
I am. What's your point?
All guys are easy, Naki. That's just a given.
Yeah.
Shut up. Anyways. So my news of the week is Josh Brolin was cast as Thanos this week.
He's got the
Which
chin for it.
he's got the
Yeah.
chin.
Couple
He's
little
not as bulky.
lines, some purple skin.
He's not as bulky as I was thinking, but I have yet to not like a Marvel Studio choice, so I can't say anything.
Well, is he playing Thanos or is he just the voice of Thanos?
I didn't look that much into it.
I
It
think
doesn't
they're
say
saying he's
anything
actually
stuff
playing Thanos.
Okay, because
I-
I haven't seen anything yet, and I assumed he was CGI in the Avengers.
Yeah, like my
Yeah.
guess is going to be like how they did the Hulk, you know?
Okay,
But-
motion capture and stuff off of him. That makes sense.
Well, and
But-
even if they do the body, Thanos is always wearing body armor over. So I mean, you could put him in a padded suit, and as long as the armor looks cool, you wouldn't be able to tell.
True. But like I said, I've yet to be disappointed by Marvel casting, so I'm actually kind of interested to see. Josh Brolin is actually what did I see him in? Oh, it was in Men in Black 3, where he was basically Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does a very good
He
job.
was
of
young Tommy Lee Jones. And he smiles like this.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of my favorite parts of the movie. Freaking Josh Brolin just doing that deadpan Tommy Lee Jones, I ain't smiling for nothing face.
It was weird how well he did that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a pretty good actor. That's
not many
a
people
bad
have
choice.
a Tommy Lee Jones impersonation. Josh Brolin's is damn good.
But yeah, that was my news of the week. See, mine was easy.
I'll
Like,
go next because mine's easy too. Is that last night at 12:01 a.m. or I guess this morning at 12:01 a.m. Lego put out their newest set that came out of the. They used to have Lego Quoso is what it was called, which is basically Kickstarter for Legos. They changed it to Lego Ideas, which is where it's fan-inspired creations. Well, last night at 12:01 a.m., the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 went on sale.
Sweet.
At 12:15 a.m., my order was in because they sold out of the DeLorean fairly quickly. So if you haven't seen it yet, here is the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. All 4 Ghostbusters in Ecto 1. It looks badass, and I want it. I want it real bad.
I like how they did the traps too.
Yes.
It's like one of the inverted guns with
And the
little
proton
vent-
packs look really
vent
good,
panel. Yeah, they do.
I am amazed by the cost of Legos, because, like, today is my nephew's birthday. He's turning 7, so we got him Legos. The plan was we were going to get him Ninjago Legos, because he really likes it. I think it's a show. He really likes it.
Yeah, I think so.
And so the set he wanted, though, was $85, and we're like, no. So we
You know
wound up
why?
getting... 'cause
They have a
Lego?
monopoly.
Yeah.
There's like 4 other companies that make small blocks that go together, but none of those companies are actually fucking competing with Lego. Lego
Yeah.
has no competitors.
No,
They are a one-of-a-kind company that
No,
just kicks the shit out of everybody.
My understanding is that the pricing is because they, like, any Lego ever made can perfectly interconnect with any other Lego because their
Yeah.
standards of measurements are, like, within a micrometer or whatever. And,
Oh, yeah.
Their
There was a
QA is
Reddit-
ridiculous.
yeah, there was a Reddit AMA, and there was a guy that worked for, like, the U.S. Navy or something, or the U.S. military, and said that even, like, the screws they were using in, like, fighter jets or something weren't held to the measurement standards that Legos are made to. So it's an incredibly, like, specific process. I can't verify this, but...
I've heard similar
Seems
things
legit.
before. There's ridiculous QA that goes into these things because they want them to be perfect. You can use them with anything, but there's some incredibly awesome sets out there, but they cost a crap ton. Like my favorite one to reference is they make a Super Star Destroyer from the Star Wars line that has 3,100 pieces in it. That's $400.
Yeah, I got
It's
a
glorious.
TIE Fighter one year, and it was over $100. It was $100, I think.
Right.
I don't
And the
know. I never
Death
put-
Star is also $400.
Well, that's the Death Star. I mean, come on.
Death Star, yeah, it has.
Oh.
I can't tell.
My God, do you know what they need to make?
Alderaan?
What?
The Technodrome.
Oh my god. Yes.
Well, this is what we wound up getting. We wound up getting my nephew Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Legos, so it's very possible that we can see the Technodrome.
It's pronounced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtagos. That's how that works.
I like.
You can't see my
Only
face
when
because
Michael Bay's fucking it up.
Turtagos.
Thank you for reminding me that Michael Bay is raping my childhood yet again.
Oh,
Anthony.
God damn it.
Teenage
I am
Mutant
not
Ninja
seeing that.
Hulks.
You know, some people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna see it anyway because it's Ninja Turtles." I'm like, "No, fuck you! I'm not seeing that shit."
He's right. I
Don't
said
give
I
up
think
any
the same
money.
fucking thing.
Yep. Basically, that was mine. I'm like, no, not seeing it. Nope. There is nothing that you could say that will make me see this movie.
Yeah,
I
why?
might eventually watch it when it shows up on Netflix, which I'm already paying for, but I will not give them $1 to watch that fucking movie.
No, not happening.
I'll
I'm
go
not
back
even
and watch
into
the ones
Netflix.
from
I'm
the
gonna-
90s with Vanilla Ice in them.
Yes,
Smile fondly.
yes.
That's what I'm gonna have.
Go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go.
rap.
You know, now I'm gonna have to write an article about how I refuse to see the new Ninja Turtles because there's no Vanilla Ice in it.
I can't wait to see this
There you
one.
go.
Could be my new
Also
thing.
because it's gonna be shitty.
There's no Kevin Nash, big sexy as the Super Shredder.
Kevin Nash. Not ever talk about Kevin Nash.
You made
Come
this literally
on!
face
Dude, he
palm.
was the Russian in the Punisher. He was Super Shredder.
No.
I love Kevin Nash.
I can't. You know they got a Super Shredder chance going at a pay-per-view.
Yes.
He
That's
wrestled
awesome.
Yeah, he wrestled at a pay-per-view like a year ago when they brought him back for no reason, and the crowd was so bored they just started like chanting "Super Shredder."
amazing.
I love it.
Oh, the WWE is awesome.
I haven't watched it since the days of like Stone Cold and The Rock, but
Those
I
are
guess-
good old days.
from what I'm hearing, it's actually worth to like tune in these days.
I
don't
turn it
know.
on occasionally still. It's not quite as fun without CM Punk though.
Yeah, who may return at Payback tonight?
That would be awesome.
My prediction is no. My prediction, hell
Well,
no, it's not going to happen.
Because everyone's been saying every pay-per-view since then, oh, CM Punk's probably coming back tonight, and he's not.
yeah,
Yeah,
Wait, what
which gives
happened to
them hype.
CM Punk? I must have missed something.
he left.
He just left.
He just left. He didn't
Burn
like.
out.
Oh, okay.
He just up and left.
Literally the day after the Royal Rumble, he left. I guess. I mean, there's kind of like in reports, but basically he went to creative or Vince McMahon or something, and he wasn't happy with something, and he just said like, I'm literally just leaving, and he left, and they had to rewrite the entire show for that night because it was like 3 hours before Raw, and
Yep.
their top guy besides Daniel Bryan just left, and he has not. He was inactive on Twitter. Didn't do any he didn't do anything. Like no one knew what was going on for months. And there's all these rumors, like, is it real? Is it a work? Is there blah, blah, blah? There's all this drama. And then he finally, like, tweeted for the first time about a month ago when the Ultimate Warrior died. He retweeted, some kid said something about the Ultimate Warrior, and so Punk retweeted it. But that was the first anyone's heard. He, like, sang the seventh inning stretch of the Cubs game a few weeks ago, and he said something about the Blackhawks, like, let's go Hawks in the playoffs, and then sang it, didn't say a word about wrestling. He did an interview with Red Eye Chicago because he's painting a seat at Wrigley Field. I guess the Cubs are doing this charity where like 50 celebrities are painting seats at Wrigley and then selling them for charity, auctioning them. And he's painting one. And Red Eye did an interview, didn't say anything about wrestling, except that the question was, how does it feel to be retired at 35? And he goes, it feels good, and then answered the rest of the question. So maybe he's retired.
Yeah, from all reports, he saved up his money and all that. And the other reports I've heard said he's had some health issues, some lingering injuries and stuff, and it was just it all kind of happened at one point, and he was like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's had a problem with WWE creative since that last really big shoot interview where they turned the mic off on him and when he was calling out everybody.
That was scripted, I think, to an extent. The pipe bomb interview
But I think
from 2
from
years
that
ago.
point forward, he's had trouble with WWE creative.
He's
Not
never been
going the way he
overwhelmingly
wants to go.
happy with them. So,
No.
but it sucks. Now, of course, the rumors are still going about because Daniel Bryan, the champion, is legitimately injured. He had a neck
Broke his
injury,
neck.
had surgery. Yeah, so
Yeah, I saw the
tonight.
photo of him in the hospital. That was some scary looking shit.
Yeah. So tonight at Payback, and there's legit injury, actual surgery. So tonight at Payback, he is supposed to either give up the championship or his wife Brie Bella is going to be fired. Some stupid thing. But the big thing is like, well, if he's legit injured and he needs to give up the title and he's in Chicago, what if Punk pops in and he like does something like, oh, I'll give a championship match, but someone has to beat Punk, otherwise.
Yeah,
Punk
you know the
wins.
crowd's going to be insane for CM Punk since it's in Chicago.
They
Yeah,
always
they're
are.
gonna go nuts.
When Raw came to Chicago about a month ago, there was this like hijack Raw hashtag movement, and like the crowd tried to basically just take over Raw with CM Punk chants.
Well, they've had to, since they pre-record SmackDown and then air it, they've had to take the audio and dub out a lot of these CM Punk chants in it.
Yeah,
Especially when they were in their England tour this last time around, they dubbed out most of the CM Punk chants that came up in the background.
yeah.
Wow.
The guy is incredibly, incredibly popular, and it's all because of that pipe bomb promo, for lack of a better term, a couple years back.
Well, and he's the best
Yeah.
wrestler in the world.
Yes. Well, I don't know, man. Bryan Danielson's pretty damn good.
So aside from maybe
He's
getting
arguably the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's certainly there's a pretty strong case. When Daniel Bryan and CM Punk were feuding last summer, like those were the three best main event pay-per-view matches we've gotten in 10 years.
See, I tune in occasionally, and I will be fully honest, I'm very tempted to get the WWE Network because then I can watch all the pay-per-views for $10 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know what? I might actually do this.
It's cool, man.
Which is why the
all the back
WWE
catalog.
Network is so much smarter than the UFC Fight Pass.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
UFC Fight Pass, if they doubled their price but then give me all the pay-per-views, I would pay that.
I was, God, I was so tempted to get the Fight Pass, and I was just like, no.
What do you get with the Fight Pass?
Yeah.
You get a lot of the shows that are blacked out in other countries. You get all the next Ultimate Fighter, and then you get the entire library from basically I think it's like you go back 6 months, and every pay-per-view previous to that, back to UFC 1, and everything they bought for the WEC, what was it, Strike Force, all the little companies they bought, and all the videos, all the fights that Dana White would never release before, the ones that they refused to put out because of different fighters that he had, disagreements with, all of those are in there. But it's not the current pay-per-views. And so you're still paying, $60 3 times a month because there's so many damn pay-per-views now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I'm very tempted to try the WWE Network for $10. You have to do a 6-month commitment. I just looked up to see, but hey, that's like buying one pay-per-view.
Yeah, and for that 6 months, you're going to get at least 5 pay-per-views, maybe 8, depending on what year.
Hell, they even did WrestleMania included in that. So if you paid $10 for WWE Network, you got WrestleMania. It might make me.
Yeah, so I think they got a lot of subscribers because they started. Didn't they start it in April?
Yeah,
around
they
the beginning of the
started.
year.
No, they started in February.
Yeah.
Was it February? So I do around by WrestleMania, you could do it, and a lot of people jumped on that for WrestleMania because it's like, oh, $10, I can get WrestleMania.
Yeah, 2 of my friends and I signed up the night before WrestleMania, and I'll tell you, it is the technology behind that. Like, it's smooth. It's smooth as silk, and it loads. It buffers for like 5 seconds, and HD, pure HD quality, just. It's unbelievable. The quality and the speed it destroys Netflix.
Because I know they have a Roku app now, and I know they have one for Xbox 360 and Xbox One, so I could watch on all my devices at the house.
I pulled it up on my phone on the bus.
Oh, nice.
I like open up the app and
Damn.
and they have 24/7 live programming too. So if you don't want to like select what to watch, you can just turn it on and something's on. Like when I had friends over to watch or to play, I had a Mario Kart 8 launch party Friday. And at one point, there was like a lull or somebody asked about the network, and I pulled it up, just turned on my PS3, which is what I watched it on, loaded it up, and it was showing like Halloween Havoc from 1990 or something. And it was like the Steiner brothers in a tag team match. It was just like, boom, there it is.
That
like,
was
loaded.
pre-Scott Steiner steroids.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everyone who's not seen wrestling now is like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
No doubt. Yeah, and that's the sad thing, too, because the UFC Fight Pass, it had so many problems when it launched on the technology side of it, because I got it for that first 2 months, because they gave you, like, the first month free, and then I paid for a month, and was going back and watching a bunch of old pay-per-views and stuff. And so, I mean, there's the fight catalog. It's worth it, honestly, if you're an MMA fan. There's so many old fights that if you just get it for 6 months and go back and just watch all the old ones, it's worth it for that. But not being able to see the new current stuff sucks. And just, I'm at this point, it's gotten a little better by the time I canceled it, but it wasn't good enough for me to keep paying for it. So I canceled it because, yeah, the tech side of it, it's not a smooth app. It doesn't run well on my computer. It had buffering problems, like all sorts of shit.
I only did the first month free. It wasn't worth it to me.
And I got a couple free pay-per-views on my Xbox when they pushed their app out in Xbox, but that's about all I did. Because I saw Brock Lesnar get destroyed in one of those pay-per-views. It was for free.
Oh, that was one of my favorite things ever. I will love Cain Velasquez till the day I die because he put Brock Lesnar in his fucking place and scared him out of pro fighting. I'm the toughest guy on the planet, but you can't take a fucking punch to the face. Fuck Brock Lesnar. I hate that dude. Giant fucking douchebag.
I don't think you've told us how you really feel.
Oh,
dude, when he broke the streak.
Oh man, don't even.
I was so pissed. I put it on Twitter. The most undeserving prick who just came back to pro wrestling because he can't actually fight is given like one of the coolest things any wrestler could be given as a push. Totally unfucking deserving.
But if they had given it to any pro wrestler, that pro wrestler would be hated by millions.
I would rather see Dink the fucking Clown take the streak than Brock Lesnar.
Doink the Clown was fucking amazing.
No, I said Dink.
Oh, okay. Oh, the midget version
of Doink the Clown.
Oh, God.
I would rather see Dink the Clown take the streak for the taker than fucking Brock Lesnar. He's more deserving. He put in more hours.
But people would hate Dink forever.
True, but
Like,
he would
the
at
thing
least
is,
get
now,
paid.
you should be happy because now millions of people will hate Brock Lesnar forever.
Millions
And
of
that should make
people
you happy.
hated him before, and that's why they brought him to the UFC, because Dana White's like, people hate him, it sells tickets.
But you
People
gotta
hate him in
admit, though,
WWE, it sells tickets.
Brock Lesnar was a very talented professional wrestler. Go back to what is it, like WrestleMania 19, I think it was, him and Angle, when Angle had the broken neck and wrestled. Fantastic match, even though he botched shooting star press.
Brock Lesnar is a fantastic physical wrestler, not a fantastic pro wrestler, because a professional wrestler is half actor, half athlete. Brock Lesnar is not a fucking actor. He
Well,
can't work a mic to save his
No,
life.
that's why he has Paul Heyman
Brock
partnered
is a
with all the
professional
time.
wrestler.
Now, hang on.
Brock is a physical wrestler.
I have to disagree there because when Lesnar came back and he did his match with John Cena, like every match Lesnar has done since he came back has been really good, and in all the nuances, like his facial expressions and the way he sells and everything, like in the ring. Yeah, he doesn't have the best mic skills, but as a performer, as like an actor in the ring,
He's very
I've
good in the
been
ring.
legit impressed since he came back. Like
the
He's
problem,
actually
Cody,
gotten better, because I've refused to watch him, because
the problem is you said
Brock
the two
Lesnar.
words that guarantee I get bored. You said John Cena. So I got sleepy.
And I hate John Cena. Like, I'm not a big Cena guy, but
I
their
love John
match when
Cena.
he came back, it was something. I mean, it was.
I was a Cena guy in like the early 2000s when he was the heel rapper and was an awesome persona. And then when they turned him into the modern day Hulk Hogan, I got bored.
Naki's been so quiet. I'm so sorry this got derailed into pro wrestling.
Pro
Naki.
wrestling attack. Poor Naki.
Like I said, I haven't watched it in years, so I can't like contribute anything here. But that doesn't bother me. I'm actually enjoying this conversation. so
Naki's like, hey, how about The Rock?
Nice.
I like The Rock.
My unqualified gamers co-host John is actually watching and just G-chatted me. God, I can't believe this has somehow devolved into a wrestling podcast.
I think it's fantastic that it has.
It's this every week.
Hey,
I
it's
somehow work wrestling into.
All things good and nerdy.
Well,
And
see,
there's a lot of shit you can be nerdy about with
this
professional
just gave me
wrestling.
a great idea, guys. The Gun and Geek Network doesn't have professional wrestling podcast.
Dude, don't
I
get
will
me started.
totally be on that show. I don't have time, and I will make time. I will. Be
I
on
have
that
thought
show.
about it. I've seriously thought about doing one.
I think we just.
Oh,
I
we're
think
gonna
this
start
just
to- we're gonna
happened.
talk
I
to
think
Steven.
this just happened. Big Papa,
Big
Mr.
Papa-
President.
Chris is going to start his 9th podcast.
No,
It's
no,
gonna be
no.
about wrestling.
I don't have time to start another one, but I could chime in. I guess I could put one of mine to do it, I guess.
Where's Wing?
Oh, look at he's ready to sacrifice for it. He really
Where's
wants to
Wayne?
talk some wrestling.
Well, see, my thing is, I've been a professional wrestling fan for years, but it comes and goes. Sometimes I'm a huge fan, then I get bored and I go away for a year or two, and I'm like, pfft.
If you talk
Yeah,
about
but-
Mick Foley, I could help.
The
I love
storyline
Mick
does that. I'm still so mad he's the only person at Lexington that I was there to see that I didn't get to see. I brought the Mankind Have a Nice Day book. I brought my new when he re-released the Cactus Jack Wanted Dead t-shirts, which the WWE family-friendly version wouldn't let him sell. He was able to sell them for 1 month at the end of last year. The wife got them for me for Christmas. I was so stoked. Took that to Lexington and got stuck working and doing something. By the time he opened and closed his line, I missed him. I was so
shit,
mad.
That sucks.
Yeah, so wherever I go, like whatever next con I go to, if I'm looking for Mick Foley, that's going to be the top priority, is to meet Mick Foley. I got to see him walking into the con because his handler was walking him from a panel at the same time we were leaving a panel, and the guy's like kind of pushing people out of the way because, I mean, Mick's kind of, slowly shuffling, and he's, if you knock into the guy at this point, you can hurt him because, like, he's just a big ball of pain, but it's like I just saw him, it's like, oh, I just want to go up and give him a hug. Like he's such a nice guy. It's like, oh, I just want to hug him.
Have a nice day!
Oh, this has turned into the greatest show ever.
All right.
All right, guys, I'm telling you, we need to start a pro wrestling podcast. There's got to be none on the internet, I'm sure.
No, let's do it. Let's call it Unqualified Gamers.
I like this plan.
John will be thrilled.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely thrilled.
I'm really curious. Oh, okay, now we've got Captain America and Kane.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, Captain America.
I don't have any fancy masks to wear. Sorry, guys.
Nope, I don't have one
My buddy
either.
brought this back from Mexico for me. Lucha Steve Rogers.
I feel like you should wear that all the time.
The only problem is I can't wear my glasses with it, so I can't see you guys at
I
this
got my mask, so screw you guys.
there we go.
Yeah. There you go. That's how you should approach the wife the next time you want bed relations.
Bed relations.
Bed relations? I have never in my life ever requested bed relations.
Naki, that was an
You have
adorable
a very strange view of things, Naki. I should come in like this. Honey, it's time.
I don't even know how to respond to that, I'll be honest.
Alright, I think I'm bending my ears here.
I don't actually know why I just called it bed relations. I just did.
I think that's the new term for it now, Naki. We're going to call it bed relations forever.
What are we
Okay.
calling bed relations?
Snoo snoo.
Oh, all right.
Futurama reference.
Who's getting snoo-snooed?
Well, you might be if you put that mask back on. Bed relations.
Yeah, I don't have time to watch TV. I hate when people say that. I hate people that say that so
I watch
much.
too much TV.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm made of time. I have literally no life. That's why I watch TV, because all I do is watch TV.
Yeah.
I just
Men's
sit
Health-
around and...
I play video games too.
Yeah.
Men's Health released an article of the 25 douchey things that people should stop doing, and like number 17 was quit telling people you don't have cable and you don't watch television.
It's a lie.
It's all a lie.
No. People
So,
that are saying doing that are doing that basically to just be a douchebag.
So I think I inadvertently shared my news of the week with the whole CM Punk story. I'm predicting he won't be there. If he is, I'll be livid because I could have gotten tickets and been there live. I could go tonight. Like, there's still a ton of tickets available.
no doubt.
There are
My
So if
Sunday
he
night
does
plans
show up,
should-
you're going to be bad.
there are sixth row ringside seats available. If I wanted to shell out $320,
Yeah.
and that's through
Dang.
Ticketmaster. That's not even scalped. That's
Yeah.
like WWE's price.
Hey, Cody, we should do this. We should just randomly show up. I'm just saying.
They have
I don't
12th row balcony seats for $60, Naki.
Nice.
Ooh.
2 big signs that say bring back the punk.
See, boyfriend and I were just talking about what we should do today. Now I'm forming ideas in my head.
Well, I'll tell you
I
what.
think
you guys
all 3
go,
of you have to meet up and go see wrestling.
and I'll watch on the WWE Network, and if I see it, I'll make a screen cap of you guys.
Yes, and please
Nice.
subscribe to the network because I have WWE stock and it's not been doing real great because they need more
No, it
subscribers.
really hasn't.
So, Naki, if you go, text me. Like, legit, I'm thinking about going.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
yeah,
same
didn't
here.
Vince just
So if
lose
you
like
go, let me
60% of whatever his worth was?
Vince, yeah, I mean, this stock tanks pretty
He
badly.
took like a huge, didn't he take a huge hit in the stock market recently?
Yeah. I anticipate it'll go back up. It's a strong brand. You know, they're making good money. They just didn't make as much on their TV deal as they expected, and they
That's because
need
they
a
had ridiculous expectations for their next TV deal.
See, and actually, so we had in my marketing agency, we had a WWE sales guy come before the network launch. This was like 8 months ago. And he was talking about their numbers. And if you compare WWE's demographics to NASCAR, I have no idea how narrow NASCAR's demographic is. NASCAR is like 70 or 80 some percent over 50 or 60. It's like glaringly, overwhelmingly just like old white guys. Like
It's people entertained by people turning left.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
their
Yes.
demographic.
Exactly. It's an insane ratio, but WWE actually is at like a 45% female demographic, and like hits all
Holy
ages.
crap.
Yeah, and it hits the Hispanic target, which a lot of like
Oh, yeah.
American stuff doesn't hit. So in terms of like sales and ratings and things, like they deserve way more money. They're getting lowballed just because like there's a stigma around pro wrestling, which is stupid. But they're legit like really good company for investing.
Well, and competition makes a better product, and right now there really is no competition again.
Yeah. So
That's true, because they've kind of killed all the other competition.
It is what it is.
There's a couple of little shows. I think TNA is still going, isn't it? But I mean, it's not huge.
It's on its death.
It has a small following. Yeah.
And then what is it?
But,
Jeff
I mean,
Jarrett went and made his own
there.
promo. His own.
Yeah,
brand,
but I mean, compared to like the Raw WCW Nitro days, I mean,
The Monday
WWE
Night
since they
Wars.
bought WCW, since the Monday Night Wars, since they bought WCW, they haven't had an actual competitor.
I miss those days. I don't know. Since
are
we've spent a lot of time on this topic, Anthony, did you have a news story you want to talk about this week?
We'll do one quick one that'll make everybody happy because it was announced this week, or it was already announced that John Wesley Shipp, the original TV Flash, was going to be on the new CW Flash. But this week they revealed his character, which some people liked it, some people don't. I was kind of a little disappointed, but I think it's awesome. He is going to be Henry Allen, so he's going to be the Flash's dad. So the original TV Flash is now the new TV Flash's dad. I kind of wanted him to be the Reverse Flash. I wanted him to show up as Professor Zoom and be the evil Flash from like an alternate dimension where he grew up and became a bad guy.
And
Because that would have just been fucking awesome.
that would have. I also wanted him to be that or Jay Garrick, the first Flash.
Yeah, which a lot of people I think said they wanted to see him as Jay Garrett and see like actually see him with the dog dish on his head, the big silver helmet with the wings on it. So yeah, a lot of people were hoping for that. But yeah, he's going to be Henry Allen. So we got the old Flash and the new Flash on the new Flash show, which after that promo and then the 5 minutes sneak peek they did, I am so excited for that show because it's going to be, I mean, Arrow I love. Arrow's been so good for 2 years. It's one of my favorite shows on television. It's always fun, and they just keep adding more and more little bits of superhero powers and stuff. But with the Flash, from day one, you're going to have a show that has to deal with superpowers. And so every episode, it can't be a trick Arrow and some computer hacking. It's got to be someone that can deal with someone that can move at the Flash's speed every episode.
Right.
So I can't wait to see what the writers do with that, especially if they bring over some of the writing staff from Arrow, because those guys have done some damn good writing.
And speaking of Arrow, Naki now has to watch it, so everyone feel free to hound her on social media because I finally watched Pacific Rim, so now she has to watch Arrow.
I started watching it. I'm 3 episodes in.
Now you gotta keep
Good
going
for
then.
both of you.
You gotta keep going. That's all.
I'm going.
You won't feel bad about starting it. Don't worry.
It's so far. I'm just kind of like
I said I liked it from the get-go. So maybe she won't end up liking it. It just may not be her show.
It was my
There
guilty
may not be
pleasure
enough
show.
man candy. There may not be enough man candy to keep Naki interested.
I'm sorry that I watch shows that
You
have
get man
stories.
Man candy.
I know. I've seen. He's right here. He's on my screen right now. Like my TV is ready for me to watch the next episode. But
I'm just gonna hold this here the whole time so Naki can stare at shirtless Stephen Amell.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. Like I actually legit watching the show for story and stuff and
You
acting.
failed my show, Naki.
Okay.
If you keep holding that up, I'm gonna have to turn off my camera too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Hand check. Hand check.
Shit, I don't have a camera on.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Cody refused.
This is the best show ever.
My hands
See,
are
look at that.
busy.
We took a nice, happy turn there. I like it.
This show
I know,
just
I'm
can't get away
happy.
from dick jokes.
We could never
Nope,
get away
we just
from
can't
dick.
get away from dick jokes.
There's worse things to be associated with, I think.
True.
think.
The Kardashians.
Oh.
Or like my client Brock Lesnar, who broke the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania.
Fuck Brock Lesnar.
Paul Heyman mentions it in every promo he does, and it's hilarious.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I've seen
Hilarious.
I've seen a bunch of the memes going off of it. Yeah, now it's everything it's my client that broke the streak. I do love Heyman though. Now that's a motherfucker that can work a mic.
Oh my
That's
god.
a talented bastard that can come across as the most evil person on the planet, or so smarmy that you just think he's literally made out of grease. Like, he's so good at his job.
You can also put him in the announcer's booth, and he's also fantastic there, too.
Oh, yeah, he's a great caller. He can call matches like nobody's business.
I'll actually
He's
tell
a
you.
little biased.
I'll actually tell you. One of my main temptations to go actually see the event live if Naki goes tonight is so I don't have to hear the announcers, because Michael Cole and JBL are
Atrocious.
unlistenable to. I can't do it. I hate the wrestling commentary these days.
Yeah,
Michael
can't
Cole,
do
I
it.
mean, he's annoying because that's what he's supposed to be. But yeah, I miss Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler.
Michael
Those are the two
Cole's
voices I
always
want to hear. I want to hear Ross and Lawler when I'm watching wrestling. Those are the two voices I want to hear calling a match.
I don't disagree.
What do you think, Naki?
I'm actually of the same. I have, like I said, I haven't really like watched in forever, but the two voices that I know is Lawler and Ross. So.
Or actually Taz. I really enjoyed when Taz was doing commentary because he knows so much about wrestling.
That's true.
Yeah, he wasn't bad either.
And then who was the other guy? The one that was the professional school teacher that became a pro wrestler for a little bit. I can't think of his name, but he was good on commentary simply because he was an encyclopedia of wrestling. Like, he knew more about wrestling than fucking Lawler and Ross did growing up in the business. Like, he studied it. He was one of those guys, if you named a guy, he could tell you the year he started pro wrestling, what his finishing move was, where he grew up, who taught him how to wrestle. Like, he knew everything about everybody, and it was ridiculous.
Joey Styles?
Maybe.
Nah. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but yeah, he was really good on commentary.
So you guys want a story that's going to make you feel really good about life in general?
Yes.
Damn right.
Did you guys see earlier this week LeVar Burton is bringing Reading Rainbow back as a Kickstarter project?
Yes.
And how he
Yes,
made his
I
$1 million
did.
goal in like a day?
12 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys see
And
the
I
video
backed
response
it.
of him?
Yes, he
Finding out
was
that he-
crying
Yeah.
and it was so cute and I wanted to
guy-
hug him.
The guy legitimately cares. So, I mean, that was just a fantastic story to see the Reading Rainbow Kickstarter in like 12 hours get $1 million. And as of today, they're at $3.2 million.
I was going to say, where are they at now? Because it was at a little over 2 when I backed it.
Their new goal is $5 million because then they can build apps for all the different phones and tablet softwares. And with 31 days to go, they have $3.2 million raised.
Nice.
Doesn't that restore your faith in humanity?
It does.
It
That's why I
does.
wanted to bring
Which
this
is-
up because
yeah.
it's just
What
awesome.
a lot of people have been saying is that this is the one Kickstarter that's restoring people's faith in humanity.
There are 71,730 people that have backed this project so far. I think it's
I'm one of
glorious.
them.
Yeah, me too.
It's like you see a lot of stuff that gets funded, and you're like, how is that getting money when, like, real world problems, and then this, and then it's good.
Yeah, the response videos, yeah, even if you haven't backed it, go watch the updates just to watch LeVar's responses to the outpouring for the campaign. It's amazing. I don't know how you couldn't back it after watching those videos.
Yeah, he's a guy that legitimately cares, and it warms my heart to see this project do so well.
My cold, dead heart, it warms it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have much of a heart, but
Yep. Shit, I'm a full-blown psychopath, and even I thought this was fucking touching.
truth.
I got
Hooray,
bodies in
us
crawl
psychos.
space.
I don't know, and some of the
Yeah.
rewards they're doing here are really cool. I mean, it's not something I would care much about personally, but some of the things, like if you do 10 grand, he'll come to the school and he'll do a school assembly, and the school gets free access to the Raging Rainbow app for a year and stuff like that. It's really cool stuff.
That's awesome.
So
I
I hope
thought
I hope
you were
they
talking
make
about
a
the new
crap ton.
perk of the $10,000 Ultimate Visor package.
The Ultimate Visor package, I did, but Anthony referenced it, is the Ultimate Star Trek Visor package. You and a friend will be LeVar's personal guests for a private dinner in LA, and you'll get to wear the one and only original visor that LeVar wore in TNG. That's for 10
that's so
grand.
cool. What if it doesn't fit? What if somebody gets
I
that?
got
and
a
they
fat
got
head, man, so
Someone has a giant head.
Yikes.
problematic.
That would be bad.
I don't know. I've been on the Kickstarter a lot lately, though, too, because I also got one of my rewards in for a board game I'd backed like a year ago.
I saw that. That's the gate credit. Or
It's Greater Than Games. It's Galactic Strike Force. It's a cooperative ship game. I haven't gotten to
Yeah.
play it yet.
Greater Than Games has created my favorite, which is Sentinels of the Multiverse, and I really wanted to do that one. But of course, I'm poor, so if that's what should
I've been
happen.
doing a bunch of Kickstarter lately. been a
I'm
problem.
always on Kickstarter. I got my Doug TeNaples Sketchbook Volume 2 and the Rogues Gallery from, what was it, Edwin Huang. Both gorgeous books.
Nice.
I'm just stacking them up
Nice.
on my stack of books to go through once I actually get done coloring Geek. I have this
Since
huge stack of Kickstarters.
since we did mention Kickstarter, I do want to talk about a project that I think is really cool that I hope people go and fund. Anthony knows this one because I'm pretty sure he's backed it also. Matt Miner, who a bunch of us follow on Twitter, has started a new series through Kickstarters called Toe Tag Riot, and it is about zombie punks versus biggest racist and misogynist. Basically, they're going after the Westboro Baptist Church.
That's a Kickstarter? I thought that was like an already published comic.
I don't think issue 1 has come out yet.
Oh, all right.
It
Yeah, no,
looks
it's
like
a Kickstarter.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been funny to me to watch the Twitter traffic as they talk about this, and the Westboro Baptist Church starts retweeting it, saying, "We don't care, our message is getting out there." So they're retweeting a project about zombies eating them.
Yep,
It's fantastic.
which is awesome.
We talked
saw-
about it a lot in the last Gonna Geek podcast, too.
Oh, nice. There was
And I do want to mention, too, Blood and Dust, The Life and Undeath of Judd Glennie, the other one I mentioned. I don't know if anybody listened to this, went and backed it, but it did get funded. They just barely jumped above their $3,000 mark, but they did get funded, so I was really happy to see that one got done. Because the artwork that's coming on that book, and it's an original vampire story that I hadn't heard before. I had the guys talk about on the Next Element podcast, and then the artwork is just gorgeous, so I can't wait to see that sucker show up.
Yeah. There's some really cool stuff on Kickstarter. I come and go on Kickstarter. Sometimes I'm backing a bunch of stuff, other times I don't see much, but between Reading Rainbow and Toe Tag Riot, that's 2 things I've backed in a week. I need to
Nice.
stop backing things for a little bit.
Oh, come on, you got to catch up to me.
I
Yeah,
have
how many
friends-
things have you backed now, Anthony?
I was just going to check the number again.
Yeah.
I have friends who have specific allotments for each month on how much they can put on Kickstarter. Like they put it into their budget.
wow.
I have backed
Uh,
21 projects that got funded, and then 3 projects that didn't.
I backed 12 projects that didn't, 12 unsuccessful projects, 3 current projects, 71 collected projects.
Holy shit, you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
win.
probably around 10. I'm going to check.
I have
Yeah,
done one
and mine, I mean,
successful.
it's a couple of games, a couple of documentaries about comics, like She Makes Comics, and the one for Bill Finger getting credit for Batman, and
Right.
the rest of it, I mean, like 85% of it is actual comic books.
A lot of mine is comic stuff, and then some board game stuff, and then I've done a couple movies recently, because Kung Fury I had to back because that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Blue Mountain State, the movie, because I'm strangely addicted to the show Blue Mountain State. Don't get me wrong, it's like a guilty pleasure. Anytime I cook in the kitchen now, I put my tablet on there with Netflix, and while I'm cooking, I'm watching something dumb on Netflix. I'm back on a Blue Mountain State kick.
Nice.
Oh.
But so,
I
hey,
have collected 2 projects. Is that it?
That's it. Yeah. Altogether, I backed 86. 4 film and video, 5 games,
good lord, man.
9
you win.
that were listed under publishing, 1 technology, 2 that were listed under art, which are like sketchbooks, and then, yeah, under the comics icon, it's 65. So I backed 65 comics.
You win. I have not done that much.
You're right. I do win only because I get those comics and it's like Christmas around here all year.
Yeah, we've talked
Random
about that
packages
before.
show up all the time. I fucking love it. It's like, oh, I backed that like a year and a half ago, and here's a package with a gorgeous new comic in it.
Yeah, I don't like getting too many updates because, I like it to be kind of a surprise. Because I backed Unsung Story, which is supposed to be the spiritual successor to Final Fantasy Tactics,
Okay.
which is
Ooh,
going to be
nice.
amazing. Yeah, the creator of Final Fantasy Tactics, partnered with another studio, and that's one of the best games ever made. So can't
Yeah,
wait.
it's really
But
good.
I keep getting updates like AMAs and things like that, and it's like, no, I want to forget you exist, and then one day in
And
my
the package
inbox,
shows up.
just get like, hey, check out this link, download an amazing video game, and you have it. Like, that's what I want. I don't want to keep being reminded that it's going to be here. Because no, let me forget about it.
And me as a comic artist, I love all the updates because I love seeing all the work in progress of the books as they're being made. So that stuff I love. It
You're
makes
a better man than I am.
I like people that are smart with their updates. They don't just send out an update for everything, but they'll do one like
Yeah.
every couple months or something. Like, all right, guys, we want to keep you in the loop. What's going on? Because that's like what Greater Than Games did with Galactic Strike Force. Like, okay, here's the prototypes we've got of the ships you'll be getting. We want to show you guys a quick look. And then 2 months later, like, okay, everything's been sent to China for manufacturing. We'll let you know when they come back from China. And then one day I just got a message from FedEx, like, here's your FedEx tracking number. I was like, what the hell is this one? It's a board game. Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, finding that happy medium is always hard because, yeah, having backed so many Kickstarters, I've seen ones where it's like there's 3 updates over the course of 9 months, and then it arrives, and it's like, wow, I didn't even realize that was done. And then I've seen other ones, it's like, well, it's been 6 months, and they've done 112 updates, and not really much has happened. It's
'Cause
like,
some people,
okay,
that's all they
there's
do.
got to be a happy medium.
The sad thing is, all some people do is do a Kickstarter to do something, and then you never get anything because bad shit happens. I mean, that's the risk you run with Kickstarter. We've talked about it before.
Yep.
That's why I'm much more cautious on like software-based projects or hardware stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a big software one that I backed that I'm still waiting for, but it's supposedly still going along. Comics X Writer for scripting comic books. But yeah, I haven't heard anything in a while.
Yeah. But now I just looked at the clock and I realized we're running a little late, even though we're shorter on time. So we can just
I was
wrap
gonna
up.
say we started late though too. So.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
can start wrapping things up like we normally do, just talking about what we've been getting into and what we are getting into, and we'll start with Naki because ladies first.
Oh fuck.
I figured that was the response I'd get. That's
Ladylike to me.
I am as classy as they come. Don't even fucking start.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, I started watching Arrow, as we've talked about. I finished the Dresden Files Proven Guilty book, so now I am in White Knight, which I've actually already hit the halfway point of, I believe. Because I've really, as I've stated this before, like, I didn't expect anything from Dresden Files. It's definitely not the most well-written book by any means, but it's a really damn good series. I think I'm in the 8th or 9th book right now out of 13. Skin Game came out this week, which is the latest book, and boyfriend has already finished it, and he's yelling at me to read faster. So he has somebody to talk to about
Read
it.
faster, Naki. Do it now.
I'm trying. I'm sorry, but if you're one of the types that don't actually like reading, but they like audiobooks, James Marsters of the Buffy fame does the audiobooks for it, and he gives voices to each character, and it's actually really fun because like when Harry yells a spell, he actually yells the spell. He'll be talking really quietly, and all of a sudden, Fuego! And you're like, shit, turn it down.
James Marsters is a really good voice actor too.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Brainiac.
and the voice of Bob, who is Harry's like spiritual assistant, is actually the voice of Spike from Buffy. So, if you are of the Buffy,
That one always makes me laugh because that's a fake accent he made up for the show. And everyone's like, no, he's really British. I'm like, no, dude, he's from California.
he's from the United States.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that always makes me laugh. Is when Bob appears, and I'm actually listening to the audiobook. I'm reading it, but because I read faster than he talks. But and then what else am I doing these days? It's warm out, so I'm outside more.
Blasphemy.
I love the polar vortex. Don't get me wrong. I love cold weather. Heat is not my friend, but I've been outside, so yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I
mean,
have
what?
a puppy. And he likes to play with the hose. When his face gets wet, he doesn't like it, so he rubs his face on the ground. And then he comes to me with dirty ears, and he like stares at me like, my ears are dirty, clean them. And it's funny. Shut up. I like my dog. Anyway.
Nobody said anything about your dog, Naki. You're good.
Stop judging me. Stop judging me. Yeah, that's my stuff.
Cool. I'll go next because mine's fairly short. I've been playing a lot of video games lately. I'm still playing Pokemon X on my DS. and
Yeah.
Zelda.
I forgot to
Ocarina of
offend you. I'm
Time.
sorry.
And then I picked up this week Watch Dogs, and I know some people don't like it. I've had a crap ton of fun with that game, and I've done like 3 story missions. I've just wandered the city saving people and unlocking CTOS towers and stuff like that, and I've had a lot of fun. So
I've got
it's
thoughts
definitely
on
like
that game.
it's like a hybrid of GTA and
Thoughts of that game.
Splinter Cell and something else I can't think of off the top of my head. It's not a terrible game, but I think it was overhyped. I saw Cody had bought it too because I saw the picture on Instagram. Have you had a chance
Still
to
in the
play that
shrink
one?
wrap.
Still shrink wrapped. Ooh.
Yeah, leave it
Although
that
you
way.
can't say-
Just take it back. It's fine.
That's because he's been playing Mario Kart. So let's hear what else Cody's been getting into.
Actually, like you, Naki, I enjoy cold weather. I hate sweating and feeling gross. However, I can be more social more easily in warm weather because people leave their places. And so I went to like a street festival yesterday, so I didn't actually play any video games. Very disappointing. Hence why I'm unqualified. So yeah, that happened. I do like the cold weather, but I'll get out while it's like kind of nice and whatever. I bought Watch Dogs. As you see, it's still in the shrink wrap. I want to do an unboxing video, but I kind of want to do it like at the Bean or something, or like in Tribune Tower or somewhere to like give it a Chicago unboxing feel. I've been getting into unboxing videos lately. If you go to the Unqualified Gamers YouTube channel, John and I unboxed Lightning Returns, and I shot an unboxing video of Mario Kart 8 Friday, and I'm going to edit that today and post that this afternoon.
Nice.
Of course, there's literally no reason why these videos need unboxing videos because it's just a DVD case and a CD and like 2 inserts, but that's why it's funny. So we're not like taking them seriously. So that's a thing that we're doing now.
Well, see, if you're doing an unboxing, you need to take that first whiff of the game because there's something like new game smell. I honestly believe exists when you open it.
Yeah.
New
Or it
plastic.
could be all. Yeah, or it could be all the weed from the neighbors downstairs. Who knows?
That could be
Either way.
too.
But I've only played multiplayer in Mario Kart 8 when I had people over Friday, so I'm gonna finally play single player today. I'll maybe play Watch Dogs today if I decide that I don't need to do a dramatic downtown Chicago unboxing video. And that's about it. Mario Kart 8. I'm still playing Bravely Default on my 3DS. Watch Dogs is here, and I'm working on a bunch of videos for our YouTube channel. I just played through a game called DLC Quest last weekend, which is like an 8-bit side-scroller where you have to buy DLC throughout the game, which is kind of funny. But I've got like a little Let's Play I'm working on for that, so good things. Good things.
Well, we'll wrap up with Anthony. I know you've been getting into some stuff, so why don't you share it with us?
Yep, I'm working on a 5-page spread on Geek that has the most convoluted shit I've ever colored. So I've been making the eyes bleed again. It's pages filled with panels, filled with bookcases, filled with books. That's some crazy shit to color.
Oh, no
But-
doubt.
Yeah, that's been fun. And yeah, that 5 pages, the flatting is close to being done. It's like 98% done. So the renders will be easy. Once I get past those 5 pages, I'm going to be really happy because they're just so convoluted and filled with amazing, awesome artwork, but really tough to do. And other than that, yeah, the WildStar Live, or WildStar Head Start went live Saturday, 12:01 a.m., so Friday night, and came home from a poker game and tried to get on, and server problems and blah, blah, blah. Bunch of people complaining and shit. It's a head start for a live launch of an MMO. There's gonna be problems, people. They went on from Friday night, so Saturday morning we were trying to log in. They only had 3 North American PvP servers set up. All 3 of them were completely full, had a wait queue. Ended up we all moved our characters over to the 3rd one. It wasn't too bad. It was like wait 20 minutes to get in. By the end of Saturday, when we all got done BSing and logged off last night, WildStar had launched 3 brand new and North American PvP servers. So they doubled the size of their servers for that particular group of gamers in the course of a day. The company's badass. Just every game has problems at launch. That's just the way it is.
Yep.
But yeah,
That's cool.
Getting into WildStar, it's such a blast. And yeah, I actually got now that everything counts. And the other thing they did was anybody that played during beta, every day it was supposed to be, I think, every day you played, you got 3 boom boxes. And so each boom box, you open it up in the game, and they're attached to the accounts, and they are on there right now in Head Start for people that didn't have a problem. Some people logged in and couldn't find them, but they have account-wide inventory now, and so it's something you can open up from any of your characters. And I had 113 boom boxes when I logged in yesterday, and it could have anything into it from like rune items for salvaging and stuff up to like housing items and mounts. The only problem that I didn't foresee was that it's, you know, set on your account, so you go in and you grab a box and open it, and then a timer starts. And it's 22 hours in between each time you can open a boom box.
Oh.
So I have to log in once a day, every day for like the next, I think, 9 months to open them all. Because, yeah, I logged in and they're like, wait, I got this one, I got this one. They're like, wait, Anthony was in for every day in beta. How many do you have? I'm like, I have 113.
Jeez, man. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm waiting to get my character up to the level for housing because I did the pre-order with the special edition, so I got the cool rocket house, so it's a spaceship that like looks like it landed on your property, and they just put a door and a front porch on it. So I got all that stuff to get to once I get my character up to that level. But yeah, I'm having a blast. It's so much fun. The game goes live Tuesday. Anybody that's buying it, I don't know about the digital copy, but I know for sure the physical copies come with 3 guest passes that you can give to friends. So if you haven't tried the game, find a friend that bought it, get one of those guest passes from it. If you've ever enjoyed an MMO, there's plenty of stuff about WildStar you'll like. I don't know why anybody wouldn't find at least 5 or 6 aspects of this game really enjoyable. It's really well made, and it's funny as hell.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check that out then. Sorry guys, I got distracted because somebody sent me something about Batman Arkham Knight, and then I lost my attention because that game comes out in October, and I want it now.
No.
Shut up.
There you have it. There you have it. No.
No, I'm sad inside, and since I'm sad, I'm going to close the show. So thanks everyone for joining us today. A big thank you to Cody for joining us 2 weeks in a row.
Thanks, guys. I'm also co-hosting the Gonna Geek podcast on Tuesday.
That's right. I
so-
forgot you were. So I'll talk to you again on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And don't
The
forget
man
to
is
check out
everywhere.
check out his podcast over at unqualifiedgamers.com. A part of the Gonna Geek network over at gonnageek.com/network.
Yeah. Thanks,
I had to make
guys.
sure to get the plug in. Don't forget, everyone, we stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Do the math for their time zones at live.atgnpodcast.com. So feel free to join in and berate us mercilessly in the chat room. It was very quiet there this weekend because no one was in the chat room. So I'm a sad panda.
We
Yeah.
missed you.
We
Where's
miss
our peanuts?
our peanut gallery is gone.
I think Anthony was the biggest part of our peanut gallery for a while.
Awesome.
Well,
That
then
might
we
be
stole
part of the
him.
problem. we need some flip-top head Canadians here, people. Come on.
Exactly.
You
You heard
crazy
that,
Canucks.
You knuckleheads. So, guys, it's going to wrap us for this week, and we will see you next week. Have a good one, folks, and bye.
Bye, go Blackhawks.
Science achieved!
Bye.